Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. As you can see, today we are playing Beyond the Harbor Return, or whatever it's fucking called. It's been long enough that I don't remember. Which is kind of crazy, really. Let's see if it changes if I go full screen. It probably will change, because that's just this thing's MO. That works, I guess. I'm actually make you smaller because I don't trust this bullshit. Cool. Let's see if that works. Yeah, that works. I should have done this before I started the fucking video. I am sorry. Anyway, chapter select. There's 5 of these now. Return, recall, redux, rendezvous, and revile. Oh boy, I don't like the title of this one. Right, now I remember why I don't like the title of this one. It's 'cause you're here. Not you. Anyone but you. I stared on in horror as the face of my former lover twisted and contorted in shadow. Vague features, barely visible in darkness, stared back at me. No, they stared through me. How? How? After all of these times, after all these repeated memories, could something's changed? Look back to V, who still appeared to me as normal. Or was this normal? Had she always looked like this? I shook my gaze down at my hands. Sure enough, they're still there. Still hollow, still cold, still alone. They're trembling. Something's changed and it's slipping away from me. Don's face, I can distinctly remember his face. Time to scan my mind. I was just back when we... Did I accidentally skip something? Or was that meant to happen? You disgust me. I searched deep for my memories of him, but each time I think they rise into the surface, they only fade right back into the sea of my mind. Hello. He yanks his hand out of mine, leaving me aching for his touch. Hey, I told you. Me. You. No. Crosses his heart. You, what you were to do. Touching. I tell you. Okay. Sunset. God, I hate you. You couldn't see me. Nobody could. What are you? My face? My smile? Why aren't I smiling anymore? This can't be happening to me. Jeez, you keep fucking doing that. I can't finish the fucking lines. Stand there as a tainted cloth seeps to my skin, trying to dredge up what few memories I have left of him. My knuckles wide, I grip his hoodie close to my body. These hands will decay before I ever let any of those precious few slip away from me, so I swear I... The determination is interrupted by a sudden jab from no one standing beside me. He takes a long, careful step forward, and the hyena does the same in turn. God, that's a fucking cool effect, I ought to admit. That's really cool. His posture is awful. He would had to be 20 degrees forward as he skulked forward, hands shoved in his pockets. Bear was his polar opposite, her long and powerful legs forming a graceful stride into the face of adversity. While watching, however, I'm drawn from my trance as my body begins moving forward in autopilot. Right, I wasn't worried about this back then, was I? As if I were gliding across the surface of the ocean, my entire being is repelled forward against my will. And I'm terrified. No amount of steam my engine is going to push my colleague out of this shadow, which already engulfed as my friend. The idea that something I had formerly taken so much comfort in could fill me with so much dread tore away what little sense of self-respect I could salvage. And my rope, and yet my body kept moving forward. She had no fear standing face to face with him, so why should I? You're being so melodramatic. God, get over yourself, Ollie. That's what she would say to me if she could see me inside of my head. Maybe she's right. Just overthinking everything. Everything will be fine, right? Right? So, why haven't they spoken yet? Staring each other down for over a minute. 2 minutes. 3. I lose count and start over again. Something is wrong. Very wrong. No. No. I'm just panicking. This is a valid reason to panic. Please. Please say something. This is all my fault. I've ruined our friendships. Dawn was my ex, our ex. Of course, he doesn't want to talk. God, I'm so fucked up. If I leave, maybe they can still fix things. My body won't let me leave, though. I'm stuck. I'm stuck in this place. Please, I'm begging you. Say something, please. Hem. Pulled from the endless depths of my thoughts by V, clearing her throat. Welcome home, Keegan. Don shuffles around for a second before letting out a tired sigh. Yeah, whatever. His eyes. He doesn't have eyes, but I can feel them pouring into me. Thought I'd been spared his gaze, but I can still feel them burning a hole into me. Let's see, he's about to. This is so fucking weird. But I wasn't sure you could get here. My eyes close, what feels like the first time in minutes, and I clutch my chest, wheezing. It was close enough. Close enough. If you were any later, we wouldn't have time to get any food. Clutch my chest, my wheeze intensifies. He, taking notice, turns around to face me. His eyes turn to me as well. God, his eyes. So my breathing down just enough to melt the bulk of concern off of the bear. Gentle brow and eyes search for some signs of life in me, but not shining with fire, the way they do when she looks at Dawn. An object to be pitied. Aina folds his arms, tilting his head to the side, while turning my way. Safe to assume he's staring at me too. Oh God, what have I... Speaking of food, voice draws me from my intrusive thoughts. They were in another spiral. Not sure about you guys, but I could really go for a coffee right now. Looks back over to me. You mentioned sirens earlier, right? It's been quite some time since I've been. Why don't we catch up there? It's yours until this evening, so we have a bit of time to chat and get some food in us. I blink. You know, cafe, I recall having pretty decent coffee. My eyes are empty, like my head. And we really ought to... Yeah, sure, I haven't eaten in a while. I'd like to go too. My most vital organ beats within my skeletal form, but be more sly and throughout my body as I speak up. So then, come on, I'll drive. and they turn to leave, but try as I might, I can't force my legs to obey and catch up to them. I stare at my friends as they get further and further away, leaving me behind to rot. This is always meant to be, wasn't it? After a while, the bear finally turns her head back towards me. Come on, Ollie. Don never looks back. Fuck. Hello, hi. Why are you staring at me? What's happening here? Oh shit, what the hell's happening? Deep within his own dream suite, the stranded lullaby remained unsung. He couldn't feel any more. His fingers, long without flesh, clutched what remained of him in this world. Can you see it? The dreadful irony of something he's given up so thoroughly, yet clings to life in some vain attempt to retain what he lost. He can't let go. And this is his greatest failure. Whoa, what is this? Thanks, I used to be a poet. Not that I was ever any good at it, mind you, but I certainly tried. So can you see now, detective? This right here is where I needed you. No, that sad sack stopped listening to me a long time ago. Just one layer ago, I could still reach him. Maybe, but not when he's this deep. Oh, me? Glad you asked. I'm pretty important to this story. But, uh, well, it's a bit tricky to answer. Just say that I'm a lot of people, and all of them are Ollie. Your face is it all, so how about? Are you familiar with the concept of parallel universes? Yeah, I know that it can be a little confusing, so let's just skip that for now. You've seen that husk out there, haven't you? V said it best back there, the thing about apathy. Shit will ruin you. Just look at what happened to him. Sorry, I can't be much more helpful than that. What connection I have to you is tenebrous at best, and I don't know how much more I can handle. Besides, about to fall back asleep. I don't have a lot of time to speak to you. Listen to me, detective. The only way to save him now is to keep going. Counting on you, okay? Much as I hate to say it, I need to go soon. I'm quite tired. I could really use a siesta. Do you miss me, Oliver? As much as I miss you? I talked to the detective. He's gonna help us. He's gonna bring you back home. It's not gonna be that much longer, I swear. Oliver, my beloved, please never forget, even when nobody else will, I still love you. What the fuck? Cool, I guess. This is really fucking cool, though. This is a cool ass little thing. The light fades as the cold above ravages my body. Been shivering for a while now, but I go trying to get warm a while ago. Misery. It's all I feel. No, what I'm saying is that the fight between various people is a result of the people in the wealth purposely keeping little man down. The voice raises well above an acceptable indoor level. I sink a bit further into my seat. I think you're missing the forest for the trees, honestly. Me taking a sip of her coffee as dawn radiates an intense enough heat on my other side that I feel burning the back of my head. You assume that anyone who has had even a modicum of success in their life is out to get you, when in reality most of them spend their days working hard looking out for themselves. People who work hard are not the 1%. You're simply a fool who thinks life works that way. How did we even get to talking about this? All I said was that I wasn't interested in owning a fidget toy or whatever. Though you think that I don't work hard, that every day is in the struggle to get food in my stomach. For fuck's sake, I can barely scrape enough money together to come out here. Must be so difficult for you not working and all. Just my left audible snap rings through the air. Oh, another note. You okay, Ollie? I am not. Haven't touched your blueberry-infused lemonade. I did not ask for this bizarre hipster lemonade she bought me. Spencer said that it was infused with locally harvested super greens. Couldn't even enjoy the ice as those precious frozen cubes have been tainted by overpriced superfood antioxidant garbage. You would have more energy if you drank something with some nutrients. Roll my eyes, shakes another sip of her coffee. Give it up. You wasted $7 on that trash he obviously isn't going to drink. I don't see what kind of idiot pays that much for a drink in the first place. This place is almost as bad as up north. I don't remember shit being so goosh down here. Or rubs his chin. Guess it's just this. Bear doesn't immediately respond, continuing her long sip of coffee. Gives a contented sigh after taking in his flavor, returning to the conversation at hand. Are you sure? Maybe your friend said there's something become a little tighter lately. Could almost hear Don's eyes rolling at that. Say what you mean. This candid invitation view currently lays her cup down and folds her hands. Here they go again. My autopiloted husk has meanwhile started to stir the defiled lemonade. Observe the super greens, particulates swirling about like a maelstrom of damned souls, cursed to wander this doomed fluid. I only point out it's easy to mistake a change in your own circumstances for a change in the world around you. You can't possibly tell me shit hasn't got more expensive. Even you'd have to notice all the pretentious shit they've been laid into what it's done to their price tag. Faster. I personally like it. They needed something to diversify themselves from the Center Cafe fare. It's fine how it was. They're pushing all the normal folks and squeezing money out of the stupid, trendy fucks that buy into this shit. Faster. Oh, because God forbid anyone pay an extra $2 for doing something that might actually benefit their body. Easy for someone with that extra $2 to say. Oh. Plastic straw I lay pushing to the brink of its abilities is jettisoned off, landing on the floor nearby. Veronica immediately stops. My reflexive urge to pick it up by placing a hand on my shoulder. I can give you another. Can't tell if it's concern or disgust that I see when my glassy eyes meet hers and I don't bother with them which one it could be. Jesus, what are you, 5? I grumble, not even looking my direction. We sit alone in painful silence. Mouth twitches endlessly repeating the first of the foreign words, but nothing comes out. Doesn't notice. V returns soon, now breaking the paper away and carefully inserting the straw in my drink for me. With all the fire of their previous conversation completely doused, the polar bear instead shifts gears. So you ended up, where did you say? Dover. Psst. That's not nearly as far north as I thought you'd go. I don't see why the fuck you're laughing. It was originally just a pit stop on my way to New York. Shit happened. Found a place that worked for me. For now, anyways. She placed her cup into his plate with a distinctive clack.
You mean to you trick some simp from a no-name city into being your sugar daddy?
There's barely a noticeable change in his face, likely attempting to shrug off at her attempt at insulting the situation. Kindly fuck off. Been numb for a little while.
Well, how about your creative pursuits, then? Have you at least helped me keep up with your drawing? The suits were always quite lovely.
Questions seemed to have floored him. Vale's gaze set on me from where he squirms back in an uncomfortable sitting position. Pass.
Pardon?
I said pass. P-A-S-S.
I remember. One of my favorite ollies took a peek at Don's art when he left that notebook behind. Played off well, said he never looked inside. I'll never forget those mechanical pencil strokes. All right, then.
V's voice takes me out of a stupor and realized it had come over me.
So, Ollie, have you been keeping up with your poetry? Just remember the one you wrote, the one about the happy little wolf with disfiguring skin condition. Or the one you wrote about the strange trip to McDonald's. They were cute, even a little lacking in content.
God can give a single compliment without a backhanded remark. It remains firm, not even slightly surprised he was being cut off. All his writing was shit, but that doesn't mean I go up to his face and doesn't mean I go to him and say to his face disguise as criticism. Or, well, I suppose I said it there, but you get my point. Coming up with creative shit is hard. The rat shouldn't feel bad about not being decent at it. He scoffs.
Oh, what have you done to express yourself? Aside from property damage, anyways.
Oh, yeah, because I'm just gonna list off crimes to little Miss Bootlicker. He nearly spits out her coffee.
Excuse me? Do you actually equate following the law to sympathize with the police? Especially the police in this town? Leans in a bit closer and quiets her voice. You should know that I'm probably near the top of off the reward shit list. But I'm certainly lower than you and...
I feel her pity when she looks down at me.
Yeah.
Don merely scoffs away the awkward silence that follows. That shit is beyond fucked. If you don't need self-preservation, Ollie, get the hell out of this town while you still can. Otherwise, you might be contributing to that monster's paid time off. Very briefly cringes at the statement before raising her glass back to her lips and taking a long sip.
For once in my life, I don't disagree with you. Ollie, if it were at all possible, I'd like you to get out of here as well. That man is the walking tragedy waiting to happen. Stay as far away as you can, okay?
I've seen some shit. His kid, that poor boy, the poor fucking kid has seen worse than most people ever will.
Wait, his name was...
Hope that he got out of there. Nobody deserves to live in an abusive relationship. Don't even need to look at her to feel V's eyes digging into Dawn. He either doesn't notice or likely doesn't care. Neither do I. There are enough whackers in this town to fill a slimy little clown car. But, like, just because you're a clown doesn't mean you don't deserve some kind of, clown therapy.
Damn, what was it you were saying earlier about Ollie's poetry?
Shut the fuck up. I never said I was any good at words either.
Yeah, go figure. The high school dropout is bad at the language he speaks.
The hell do you know I haven't misspelled a single word this entire conversation? That has to be worth something.
Damn. That was some pretty good bait, actually.
Her lips curve into a soft, hesitant smile.
Almost fell for it.
Things go on like that for a little while. Don and V chat about innocuous things while I sit there, stewing on my own misery. Be easy to just chime in whenever I wanted to, right? There was plenty of times the conversation would lull and it'd be possible to just slide in. But no, I can't relate. black and red blob, vaguely resembling an avian, comes up to our table, drawing all of our attention. Hi, folks, can I help you?
Well, this is Paul Rees. You still work here? It's been...
Oh, this jackass. Don throws his hands up behind his head, leaning back in his seat. You were in our graduating year, weren't you? Bitter punk, I should have kicked your ass when I caught you on my dick.
Please, like you kick anyone's ass. That being said, thanks for Knuckles. You were definitely on my shit list.
Red blob gulps. The bear cuts off his drawing response.
Like a refill, please.
Blob disappears dumbfounded, but eventually takes her cup and walks away. Jesus Christ, isn't that guy the fucking worst?
V nods. Yeah, I'm surprised he's still around. Voted least likable person in high school 4 years in a row. What an achievement.
You know many whack jobs come from this area, not just in our graduating class either. Don looks at me. I don't reciprocate. So much competition.
Especially considering you went to that school, Mr. Keegan.
Fuck you. He is brought back to a new drink. He's brought a new drink and normal conversation resumes. So out of my depth at this point that I don't even feel like bothering. I don't even care enough to pay attention anymore. Did that last time. Where did that get me? That's right. This time around, Don's gone. Turn my gaze toward the man on my right, his face still obscured in the deepest darkness. How did I fuck up this bad? I've always been like this. So hard to remember.
So as I was saying, championship is going to Boona this spring. I'm really hoping I don't fall out of shape and get my ass handed me early. I haven't punched anybody in the face in a while, and I'm really starting to get the itch again.
Don folds his arms and nods, lightly glad Emmy is above her between himself and her. Right, you always did love beating the shit out of people.
Come on, you know it's not like that. I don't like fighting for the sake of fighting. I enjoy it as a sport. There's nothing that fills me with more adrenaline than squaring up in the ring, touching gloves with my opponent, and besting her into duel. Fair fights are a rare occurrence, of course. Not a lot of folks still in one's league, so I worry I've tasted all the good competition.
Well, I can imagine. You may be the only one I've ever known that was into the idea. He takes a sip of her coffee. Must be pleasant after a recent refill.
Well, you certainly don't talk to many women.
Hey. I mean, you're right. But I imagine way more when it's just in other sports, like basketball, tennis, softball. Hell, why not MMA? It's probably more popular than boxing.
Lays her cup back on the table. Nope, it's a totally different skill set. Besides, those MMA chicks are crazy.
Don chuckles. Hey, you fit right in.
Absolutely not. You're lucky I'm not like them. You hear about that woman who bit people's ears off? She gave a necklace of them.
Still, kinda seems like a bit rally, honestly. Can't see any of his features, but if I had to guess, he's smiling. God, I wish I could see his smile again. Long pointed teeth full of on-filled cavities, breath that was always intoxicatingly awful. Nearly gagged when he kissed me. Of course, I never got the chance to get used to it. Raised a finger to my mouth, gently prodding at my cushy bottom lip. Fuck, he pushes all my buttons. Bite down my index finger, channeling my inner turmoil into external pain. No, I'm not. I bite down harder. Nothing. Can't feel it anymore. Can he see me staring? You can definitely see me staring. Alright, I'm gonna let me just ask. Why the fuck are you looking at me like that? Put my finger on my mouth, my dead eyes staring into his shadowed visage. Don't have an answer for him. No, nothing. Yeah, I had a fucking feeling you wouldn't. He's closing with some newfound confidence. Jesus fucking Christ, you're gonna say anything? What the hell is wrong with you? Oh, my mouth sound that escapes a long, rumbling gurgle. I have nothing to say, I never do. This is why it's impossible to talk to you. You go mental whenever someone confronts you. You're spineless.
Hey, lay off. Barely finally comes into submit from his onslaught. Need to cool. I was totally out of line. Honestly, how can you possibly expect to have a conversation with someone you open it with hostility every time?
And how can anyone expect to have a conversation with him when he doesn't fucking talk?
His open hands point to me as if the object of a very unenthusiastic sales pitch. Terse air lingers for laser-focused gaze finally whittles him down. Hina throws up his arms in exasperated surrender.
Fine, whatever. Guess we're literally playing quiet mouse now.
You should try more often. Might be a game you actually have a shot at winning.
Don leans back slightly, seeming to have cooled off momentarily. Not my fault you're a fucking freak at air hockey. Well, maybe not as much of a freak as that twit to beat your ass at the one time.
Who is...
V's voice trails off. She musters everything into recalling her history of air hockey and dueling upon the stage of history.
Oh, Wong.
You can hear the faintest crackling as V's iron grip in her cup begins to compromise its stability. Coffee's abandoning ship over the brim in a frantic bid to escape. V. Polar Bear returns to her senses and mercilessly releases the strangulated cup, giving a smile as if nothing happened.
Oh, it's nothing. Might I suggest to change the topic?
Surface level of sweetness to her tone and smile didn't fool anyone. This was as good as a command we utilized to heat it. Well, in any case, it might be nice to check out that arcade before I go back. Used to like putting quarters in that tin sex cabinet before I, well...
Before you dropped out?
She hardly finished his statement before I'm eliciting a sharp exhalation from him. I was gonna say left, but sure, V, thanks. Says the behind gritted teeth.
Was that inaccurate? It's just what I remember. Unless you resume classes back up in Dover.
Fucking no, I didn't. Donovan Keegan dropped down, never got his goddamn high school diploma. Is that what you wanted to hear? Voice is itching toward a volume that begins to draw a few glances towards our table.
Of course not. What I was hoping to hear was how you plan to pick your light back up. Believe it or not, I'm not some boogeyman waiting to crackle at all your misfortunes. Neither are most people.
Plan? Yeah, maybe when life starts fucking me over, huh? Fucking pointless.
You want to see what's really been fucking your life fucking you all over all this time? Take a long, hard look at a mirror.
There are you talking about? You know those things are out of my control.
So you should know better than anyone that blaming your own poor decisions on some twisted fate being out to get you is bunk. Can't just justify your misfortune, series of events outside our control. Take some accountability.
You
Grow up.
feel the heat raining from the hand on my right, reach a burning climax. Doesn't respond though, so it's spending some time stewing in it. God, why can't I read him anymore?
Ollie, I know I already asked, but are you sure you don't want me to buy you some food?
Well, I consider giving my usual nonverbal response. I'd rather speak for the first time since we arrived. No, thank you.
All right.
She takes one last sip from her cup before standing up in her seat. So Pop, she stretches her arms and back.
Ollie, I'll see you in a bit, okay? Gonna head back to the grandma's for a little while. Gotta change my clothes and all that jazz. Sorry I get some more time with you beforehand.
Jeez.
Bye for now.
Jesus fucking Christ. She turns to leave, a little bit first to my right, slams the table again. Fuck do you mean you're leaving just like that? Respond. You were a ride, you're only gonna take us him home. Still nothing. So you're just leaving. Tone drops slightly before picking back up again. Oh, I see how it is. You think it's my turn to babysit the rat. Is that what this is? Steven responds. She waves as she exits the establishment. Fine, I see how it is.
Folds his arms every shade in the restaurant and uses to point our direction. Think they're staring, not that he cares. Guess I don't either. Sit like that for a little while. Atmosphere is silent, oppressive, and strangling. Don't fool yourself, Ollie. You don't actually care. Finally looks in my direction after an eternal amount of time before suddenly getting up from his chair and walking away from the table. Without even thinking, I get up and follow in his footsteps, matching his pace as best my short legs can handle. Through the lobby, out the door, into the street. Out of the shopping district. Towards the ocean. Fall without really knowing why. Never turns back, never looks at me, just marches on. Something stirs in my empty core, my stomach long rotted away. You're not self-aware enough to know how fucked up this is, are you, Oliver? My fingers, white bones, stained black over these few years of agony, clutch what remains with the determination of the moon, holding the sun at bay. Please don't take my memories of him from me. He's all I have left. Please. Please. Please, whoever you are, please. I feel a tear welling up inside my empty eye sockets. Floats upward and away from me towards the surface. The light I'll never see again. I am nothing. Faceless man in front of me just stops, just in front of... I don't know this place, and I don't care to know it either. Got a reservation for Keegan? Blah behind him shifts and stirs. I don't care enough to figure out what it's doing. Yeah, Donovan, that's me. I'll call your order today. Thanks. He ignores me as he walks away. Big mistake. Without me willing it to, my body follows him again. Step after pathetic step. I couldn't stop even if I wanted to. Damn it, why the fuck are you following me? Finally turns back to face me, an arm thrown up for dramatic effect. How fucking hard is it going to be to pound this into your thick skull? I don't want anything to do with you. Takes a step toward me, then another. Not now, not later, not ever. His footsteps are loud and heavy, and I stare on. My face is cold. Don't you fucking get it? He's close enough now that I can feel the heat rain off of him again. He's so much warmer than me. Stop it, just fucking stop! He balls his right hand to a fist and raises it as if to strike me. Don't think I won't. Just then he falters, stumbling a step backward. Did you see a ghost, Don? Takes a minute to recover, but the rebound is quick. His arms fall to his side and his breathing slows. I just don't understand you. At all. He sighs. Listen to me, I need you to... His voice cuts off, his attention leaves me. Then, without even a second passing, he grabs my wrist and yanks me away. Surrounding buildings blur together as he pulls me along, my legs doing their best to keep up with his. This is something I haven't felt in a long time. My brain rattles as I'm pressed against a scratchy brick wall. The man who brought me here placed himself in the same position next to me. His breathing is heavy, his chest laboriously heaving in tune with mine. Wait, am I breathing? Fuck. Curse
between grass and air, taking frequent looks around the corner of the building. There they are, I fucking knew it. Stills it out for me. The warmth of his tight grip spreads from my wrist to the rest of my body, flooding me with a deep sense of something. If there were any blood in my body, I think I'd be blushing. With my left hand of the hoodie's pocket for the first time since this morning. There's no hesitation when I touch those skeletal digits to his hand. Dance atop his fleshy hand, overjoyed to feel the embrace of skin again. This is what it felt like when I... Deep miserable shiver shakes him to his core and his attention turns back to me. The fuck are you? His whisper cuts out abruptly when he spots the ritual performing on him and he yanks his hand away from mine. Duh! His barely whisper screaming now. Fuck is wrong with you? Featureless fidget bores into me for what feels like an eternity, for he's hit with some revelation that makes him shiver and he takes a step back. God. I can't fucking win. Every little fuck up my life ruins everything for everyone. Should I just... And just before he loses frustrated scream and throws his hands to his sides. Turns to face me, or he would have if he'd still had a face to begin with. His breathing is audible and heavy. Ragged, even. Yes, he's very clearly tired. Tired of me. Damn it, you... As if it came naturally to him, he grips his head with both of his hands and pulls up, as if he were attempting to remove it. Grunt that falls one of pain and misery, not like my own. You're just awful for each other, aren't you? Remains still, my cold blue gaze remaining apathetic to his emotional display. This is different, isn't it? I used to care, didn't I? Don't you have anything to say? His teeth grinding inside of that shaded mass. I just... My eyelids droop as I stare back at him, tugging at his face. And you... God, I am so fucking sick of this shit. Then without another word, he turns away from me and begins to walk away. My mouth opens to call out to him, but no sound manages to escape. There's nothing inside to begin with. My decaying heartache to follow that retreating word my legs do not obey. Disappears out into the blur where the last shred of him I'd had. Gone. But I've been here before. This wasn't our final encounter. No, I'll see him again soon. But the worst moment of my life... Hello? What's this? Oh. Okay, we're back here. Yeah, I've got them in sight. Totally frozen in place as expected. No, sir, the dust you haven't built was off, but I'm planning to make the necessary corrections soon. Bruh. What the fuck? Yes, sir. Well, Carl will likely be entering the picture soon. Necessary sells anything to keep the detective safe. Count on me. What? What? Hello? Okay, so I'm pretty sure you noticed that I was basically silent for that entire, like... Well, I wasn't silent. That's not the word I should use. I was not doing my commentary that I usually do. It's mainly because I was so focused that I didn't really have the ability to. But anyway, my thoughts on this chapter, this update, I guess. Essentially, I'm astonished at the depiction of of Ollie's depression. It's like self-loathing added to depression, and I'm pretty like just the fucking feeling I'm getting from reading that shit. I don't like how reminded I am of my own mindset back when I was that depressed. It's genuinely making me uncomfy, but that's the fucking point. That's the point. You're supposed to be uncomfy with it. So other than that, I'm once again the creator of this VN, Harmonious. They continually show that they are utilizing the RenP engine to insane effect. This is quite possibly one of the most visually impressive VNs out there in terms of the effects it's pulling and all that, and the scenes. And Burroughs is pretty damn close as well. Burroughs is like fucking close to that, but like the different tones that these VNs are going for. With Burroughs, it's more of a kind of mystery-esque thing, whereas with this, it's a very Silent Hill-esque atmosphere I'm getting from it, if that makes any sense. I'm getting major Silent Hill vibes. And there's a difference. There's a major difference to distinguish with the Silent Hill games is that there's the horror of SH2, and then there's the horror of SH1 with the cold shit. And the thing that sucks, anyway, yeah, I'm getting very major SH2 vibes from this game, which is like fucking amazing. But overall, I really like this update, and I hope I did it justice with my fucking voice acting there. I probably didn't, but you know what? Who knows? Maybe I did. I don't know. I guess I'll have to rewatch it and see for myself because I do that anyway. Anyway, see you in the next video. Goodbye.